Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I'm here to chat with you for a little bit. I'm killing some time before I have to get ready to go out later, and I thought I would just let you know how I'm spending my 65th birthday. I cannot believe I am 65. It just depresses me to no end. Yes, I have lots to be thankful for, but I just I feel like I lost a big chunk of my life due to drinking and things like that. So it always makes me sad that I, just could have had a different life all the way up to leading to where I am now. And even though I stopped drinking for a long time before I moved to Mississippi, I really didn't have a life. I was just living, let's put it this way. And when I moved here, so many things changed for me. And it has been a roller coaster here too, but at least I feel like I'm living life and enjoying it. And, I can't believe I do things like go out dancing, even though I took a big break from that. And that was kind of sad. But I had just started to, I just started feeling like I wanted to be a recluse again. It's like I went out, had all my fun, and then just started to go backwards because we feel comfortable in the things that we have done. I really think that's why a lot of people really can't quit drinking. I know there's an addiction factor, but I think we're comfortable with what we know, even though there's better things out there. Anyway, I'm not here to get all philosophical and stuff, but okay, so here's how we spent the weekend so far. It happens to also be Labor Day weekend, and Friday night we went out. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. I started going back out, Joe and I don't know, maybe a couple months ago. We went out one night and we had taken a big long break. It just got really easy and more comfortable at that time to just stay home, watch movies together. I was getting very tired early. I know that had a lot to do with stress, different things I was going through, moving company issues, even after the fact. And just different things, Joe's health, I'm always concerned, and just, I've been very stressed out. So staying home felt good. I didn't have to get ready to go out, but then I at first struggled with, I'm going to miss out, and I'm not with my friends, my girlfriends, but I thought, I can stay home for a while. I did it for, 30 years? I can stay home. It's not the end of the world. Maybe I just need a break from that. And then it got really comfortable to just stay home. And then I started thinking, no, I need to get back out and do things, start to do things. So we went out, and then I think we skipped a weekend, and then we went out again. And so we've been going out at least once every other weekend. And sometimes we did 2 weekends in a row, but just one night. But this weekend, we started out Friday night. I wasn't thinking we were going to go anywhere else that weekend. So I said, okay, we'll go out Friday with our friends. And we stayed out for just one set, and I got to dance, so I was glad. And, Joe just doesn't like to stay the whole night like I used to expect him to do. And that's really not fair because it's not his thing, and his sugar can go up, down. He doesn't feel good. I mean, there were times at the very beginning that he was very sick at the bar, and he just said, I'll just go sit in the car and I'll be fine. And I let him do that. And then I thought about it after 30 minutes, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't just leave him sick in the car. So we went home, because I can tend to be selfish in that way. If I want to be out and doing something, I'm so happy doing it that I just want to keep doing it. But, so now when we started going back out, it's like, do you mind? Well, when we were going out all the time, we had started making that deal. Let's go out, but can we leave after the second set? And that worked out great. That was a really good compromise. I got to dance enough. And I, too, liked, starting to get home early. So then we had that big, long break, and now we're back to that. So the Friday night, I was comfortable with one set, and I was kind of hungry, and I don't want to eat at the bar. I just want to go home and cook my liver. That's my go-to after going out, liver. I'm craving beef liver. And so we went home, and then Saturday, we went out, and the band was so good. It's Basket Case. I just was like in my glory, but never got to dance the first set. Nobody was getting up, and I didn't want to get up because people weren't drunk enough. It's funny, people say, oh, I got to have a few before I can get up. I got to have other people have a few before I can get up and dance alone. I feel like they're buzzed now. They don't give a shit if I'm on the dance floor alone. It is a very weird feeling to be on a dance floor alone with everybody facing you. They're watching the band, and there's me on the dance floor. So first set, I didn't have the balls to get up and dance, and I wanted to so bad. So I told Joe, I said, I really would love to stay for the second. He's like, yes, okay, of course. That's not too bad. We usually do 2 sets. And I don't know if it was the first song or the second, but it was Man in the Box. The Man in the Box. I can't fucking sit down to that song. So I got up and I kind of hid a little bit to the side of the stage where the band is, and I started dancing. And then one of my friends, who doesn't dance often, she likes to dance, she got up, so she saved my ass. And then and then another girl got up from another table. So there's 3 women on the dance floor, and I was happy as can be. And then I think we danced the next one, and then sat down, and then another good song came, and I got up and asked the woman from that other table, complete stranger to me. She got up and danced with me, and there's another woman there, and there's a man, and I told the other woman, get up too. She did. So we had fun. So I danced with them a few times, and I danced with my other friend that we were sitting with for a few times, and then I danced alone a few times. I just said, I don't care. I'm here for exercise. I love the music, and I'm going to dance. And I did. And then we left after the second set. But my friends, Jennifer and Dave, her husband was the drummer that night, told us that they were going to Hadley's today. And I used to go on Sundays. It's fun day, Sunday fun day. They start at 5:30, so that's early for Joe. We like that because then we can still get home early. It's 5:30 to 9:30. It's a band I like, head band. Who did I see Friday night? Triple Annie. So those are the bands that I went to see, like them all. And today is my actual birthday, so I said, we'll do that for my birthday. Joe wanted to take me out to eat to this bank buffet, trying to think of the word, and it's kind of far out. He took me there when we first started seeing each other. And at the time, it was like $18 per person. I think it's like $20 now. But it just is, there's a lot of meat options. That's why he likes to take me there. Well, we've only been once, but he wanted to take me there. And I just don't want to be stuffing my face with a lot of meat to make it worth $20. Now, if I could take, a big plateful home, I would do that. But so I told him we'll do that for his birthday, which is September 25. And why do I want to say September 29? It's September 25. 9. His birthday's September 9. 9/25/66. He's a baby. He's 6 years younger than me. And so I told him we would do that for his birthday. So, and then of course I knew that Derek would want to see me. Derek isn't going out. He still hasn't gone anywhere with his broken leg. And then I figured Skylar too. So Skylar's at her mom's, but she's going to come in around 3. And I'm going to go over there and be with them for a little bit. And then I'm going to try to be ready to go out. So for after that, I don't have anything to do but just sit back and wait till it's time for us to leave. We'll probably leave around 4:30. Gives us a chance to chat with people before music starts. And our friends, I think I said that, Jennifer and Dave are going to be there. And he's not playing, so it'll just be nice to hang with them. And I know there's going to be other people there that I know. Very good chance I'll be dancing. And so that's it. But then yesterday I had told Derek, I've been on this thing where I try to make food for Joe, Derek, Skylar, whoever wants to eat it on Sundays. And yesterday I asked Derek if he would like some Italian sandwiches, which is a main thing, or at least an East Coast thing. And the only thing I hate is I cannot get the Italian sub rolls. There's sub rolls, but the Italian rolls are different. They're made specifically for Italian sandwiches. An Italian sandwich, a real one, is either ham or salami, or you can use both. American cheese, real American cheese, not the individually wrapped food processed things that pretend to be cheese. So the meat, and it's those two. If you put turkey in there, it's not an Italian. Now it's just a sub. Salami or ham or both. American cheese. Tomatoes is a must. Pickles is a must. Green pepper and onions. Black olives. Drizzled with oil. Preferably olive oil is what they use. Salt and pepper. That's a real Italian. But Derek and Skylar don't want the green peppers and onions, so I leave those out. And they don't want the olives either. But I can't get the rolls, so I buy like more expensive hot dog rolls because they're softer than like the Walmart brand and usually a little bit bigger. And so I bought a bag of 8 of those, and I think these are the bunny. There's something bunny. Anyway, it's those hot dog buns. And did I say hamburger rolls? Hot dog rolls or hot dog buns. And I don't know what I said, and I don't even know what to call things. And I made all 8, and Derek also likes banana peppers on his, so I did 3 of them with that for him. And I asked him if he needed more watermelon cut. Did I hear a ding that I didn't look at? Let me look, because he's big time into watermelon right now. I probably should just cut some anyway and bring it. Oh, there is a text. Let me see if he replied to me. Yes, he said, more would be great. So that's what I'm going to do while this is uploading. And then we're visiting there, and I'm going to be bringing that food. And that's it. I'm just going to take it easy. I have been in a slump with work again because of stress. New stress now that is stressing me out greatly. Joe lost his insurance. And then I had issues with going to Social Security and asking to sign up for Medicare. And they told me they can't help me because I'm not getting my check. I don't want my check yet. I'm going to wait a couple more years for that. And because I want to work. And I don't want to be at any limit. I want to work and make as much as I can. And then at 67, they said, whatever I make, it doesn't matter now. They don't take any. So I'm going to wait. And, but the guy was so, irritating. And he kept saying, no, we don't do that here. And I said, look, so many people tell me, just come here. You're going to make an appointment for me to have a phone application with somebody from Medicare. And he goes, you got to go right to Medicare for that. And then he goes, let me go ask someone. He comes back and he says, no, we're not going to help you here with that. You just got to here's a pamphlet. There's a number in there. Call them and tell them that you want an appointment. So I called, but it took me a couple weeks. More than that. I was there July 30, and when I get shut down like that, I give up. It's like I want to crawl back into my hole, and I was like, I don't know, they can penalize me, I don't care, I'm not even going to bother getting Medicare. But then people kept saying, you really need to do that. So July 30 is when that guy shut me down, and I called, this is Sunday, I called on Friday, I called Medicare. So I waited all that time, so that was the 29th? Yeah. And so a month, and the person says, oh yeah, but you got to go to your Social Security. And I said, well, no, I can't because I'm not collecting my check. They won't help me with just Medicare. And he goes, says who? I said, but I went, and the guy sent me out with a pamphlet and said, I have to call you. And I said, I dragged my feet because I just was so disappointed. And he said, no. He says, you go back, and if they tell you that you can't do it there, you ask for a supervisor. So I went back and I saw a woman, and I told her, I said, I came here about a month ago to apply for Medicare, or to at least get an appointment. I says, and I was sent away saying, you don't do that here. And so now I called Medicare because that's what I was told to do. And they said I have to come here. She goes, of course you come here. She's like, who told you that? And I told her, well, I was here like a while. And she looked and she said, okay. And I said, you see his name? And she said, yes. I said, can I have his name? I just want to complain about it. And she says, well, no, you need to be here, and I'm going to set up an appointment and answer any questions you have. The guy couldn't answer any questions for me. It's so disappointing. So now here's what I've learned. I can't worry too much on the first or second or even maybe third attempt. If you try again, you might get the right person. These people just don't know what they're talking about. And they don't say, I'm not really sure, but let me find out and let me call. He could have said, let me call Medicare right now and I'll talk to them and see if you need to go through them. But he should know. He should know. It's his job, right? But I don't like it when people say a definite no or yes. I would rather they say, I'm not sure. And that's what that woman was doing, because I was asking other questions about Medicaid, which we're trying to get for Joe. And she said, I'm not sure about that. She goes, but I'm going to give you a phone number and you're going to call disability directly. I have the number for you. And you ask who his caseworker is and you talk to the caseworker. So that's the kind of direction I like, not just go home and call and don't come back here. He didn't say that, but that's what I felt like. So at least now I have an appointment at the end of September 23, I think, but I am covered for at least Medicare and Part B through the month of September while waiting for that. Then I have to, start paying for health insurance, and it's not really good coverage, co-pays and all that, so I'm going to get a supplemental or whatever. I'm going to figure all that out, and I'll at least feel safer now that I do have health care. I haven't had health care since 2016 when my husband died. So, let's see, and actually it was before he died because he left work. He was so sick in January of 2016 and he died in November. Okay, now Medicaid for Joe, because he's lost his insurance, I thought maybe we can get Medicaid for you. So we went to the office and the person said, here's the application, he may qualify. I think they have their own separate thing for disability, that they could qualify him as disabled on their terms, which has nothing to do with disability for Social Security. Now, we've been 2 years working on that, and Joe has another appointment in October to go have a full exam, and at the beginning of October. So we know there's not going to be a decision made before October. So I thought maybe we can get Medicaid and maybe it'll be quick. But I saw it says usually 30 to 45 days. But I said, we don't know. We could be waiting another whole year. I have a friend that they waited 3 years for disability. But the woman said, if you start this application, the Social Security disability is put on hold until this is all figured out. And I was so afraid, if it's put on hold, are they going to start over? And I did ask her that. She goes, oh no, it'll just continue where it is. But I don't trust that. I don't want to start something that's going to make us have to start from the beginning with something else. I couldn't, Joe would go insane if we had to start over. So I decided when I went to Social Security that I would ask this woman, and she said, delay. She said, why would we delay disability? She said, it's two separate things. Medicaid is state level and we are federal level. She says, if you apply for Medicaid through them, she said, that should not delay anything and certainly not stop it and make you have to start over with our disability, with disability. But she says, let's be sure. So that's when she gave me the number. And I'm going to call on Tuesday now, because I always do things on not only weekends, but this is even a long weekend, so I have to suffer. And hopefully the caseworker will say that we can apply now and that it won't even delay. But if I say to her, look, we really need to apply, how long is it going to take? You know, if she can honestly say it's probably going to be at least another 6 months or something like that, then I'm going to go ahead and apply as long as she promises that it's not going to put a stop to it. I feel like I would want that in writing. I mean, that's how bad it is. And, you know, so I worry when I hear things, whether they're good or bad. If I get good news, I worry that that's going to fall apart. You know, and if it's bad news, now I have learned, okay, be disappointed, but have some hope. Keep looking for an answer I like. You know, it's like, but we do. We have to be very on top of things. I don't know how people who are all alone and more elderly than me, less education, and even more anxiety. Some people have more anxiety than I do. Can't do anything. At least I can get through it. I just suffer and get sick through it all. Sick to my stomach. You know, I used to be sick to my stomach before going to school if I had to have, you know, get up in front of the class. I mean, it was just devastating for me to do things. Which is why drinking helped. Even as a child in school. Happy birthday me. So that's where we stand with a lot of things. So I have kind of taken a step back from my fabric, but I can't do that for long because I have patrons and YouTube members who pay to be in my fabric club. We're going to call it that, for lack of a better word. And they get reduced prices. They're my exclusive shoppers. You guys hear me talk about that a lot. So I have to keep going, but I need to change something because what I'm doing right now isn't working for me. And I think I'm going to go back. They don't even know this. If you're watching, I'll be explaining inside Patreon. And this is not, and YouTube, I have ways to contact all those people. Not for sure, but, you know, I used to do the sales like on Fridays or once a week. At the very beginning, it was once a month, and it was a massive, massive listing. I would list so many things, and it was really fun and exciting. But I don't do it that way now because the mailing would take me like almost a whole week to get all the packages ready to go out. I would bring them every day. I just don't want to be committed to something that requires me to be available for a whole week to get the job done. Right now I have been doing it as I feel. If I have something, cut something, take pictures, put it up, I let them know I just put something up. But that can let me drag things out. So I think I'm going to go back to weekends, and I'm thinking Sunday because we don't usually go anywhere on Sundays. And I thought if I put it up on Sundays, so I have 3 different levels that I sell. Bulk sales, flash sales, they pay a little bit more than bulk sales. eBay, they pay more than all of the others. I thought maybe if I put it up once a week and leave the things that I put up for an entire week, and then when that Sunday is done, this Sunday stuff goes over to the flash sale. And then when another week goes by, this Sunday stuff goes to eBay. This would go to flash sale. New stuff would go to bulk sale. So it would be like steps every Sunday. I call them my bulksters and flashers. Bulksters would get something new, some new items. Flash sale would get new items to them that moved over here, and then eBay would get new stuff that moved from here to there. And then it stays on eBay until it sells out. So I think that would work better for me because then if I do have a day that I can't get anything done, I know, well, I can maybe do double tomorrow or whatever. And it doesn't mean I'm going to be listing tons of things. It just means that every Sunday the sales would all get something new. And I think that might work for me. I have to still think about it all. But there's going to be something different, and I'm going to like it better. And I think my customers used to really like it when they knew a sale was starting because then they could be ready and excited to look at what's put up. So I'm not giving up my fabric business, and I'm certainly not giving up on YouTube. I enjoy YouTube, and I will be finishing up my series. And oh yeah, another thing on my mind is that I haven't finished my taxes for 2024. I filed for an extension. Oh my God, I can't find my words today. And I think I only have till October 15. It's basically done. I just want to go through with a fine-tooth comb, and I just didn't feel like doing that back in April. So instead I suffer all these months concerned that I still don't have that done. But I pay in advance. I have to pay in advance, and I do. And then hopefully I'm going to be getting a little bit of a refund because it was a much slower year. Okay, I think I've talked oh my God. For a second, I thought I didn't have the video recording, because if I'm plugged in to the, the battery is plugged in, it won't beep and let me know that I'm not recording. And not long ago, I did record a whole video without recording. I can't remember, just maybe a week ago or so. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. Please become a free patron on Patreon, and the link is in the description of how to do that. All right. I'll be back with more soon. Bye. Oh, and thank you for all the birthday wishes that I've already gotten, that I will get. It's hard. Birthdays are hard for me, so I'm not like big on focusing on it, but I do want to thank everyone.